And up next, it is a truly surreal question. Did cannibals eat President Biden's uncle during World War II? We will actually have a fact check for you on that, believe it or not. While Donald Trump has been in court, President Biden is on the campaign trail, and he's talking about everything from the economy to cannibals. And CNN's Daniel Dale put together a fact check of some of his claims. Now, bear with me here. First, Biden tells a surreal story about his uncle in World War II, who he says died at the hands of cannibals.
He got shot down in New Guinea, and they never found the body because there were a lot of cannibals for real in that part of New Guinea.
Biden's account here is just a little different than the Pentagon's version of events. The Defense Department says it's not clear why the plane went down in the first place and that it crashed in the ocean. 3 men died, another survived, but no mention of being shot down or cannibalism. Next, there's his claim about war zone trips.
I was in, I think, 36, 38 times in Iraq and Afghanistan as a senator and as a vice president.
That one's false. According to the numbers released by his own campaign, he visited Iraq and Afghanistan 21 times during those time periods. Claim number 3. This one is about his wealth.
I hope you're all able to make $400,000. I never did.
That one's false too. Now, while he made less than that for most of his career, Biden is right now, at this very moment, making $400,000 a year as president. And as a private citizen, after the vice presidency, he made millions from speeches and books. Joint tax filings show the Bidens made $11 million in 2017 and more than $4 million the following year. Next claim, about the wealth of other people.
Do you know what the average federal tax rate for a billionaire is today in America? For real, 8.3%.
That one is misleading. His economists are factoring in unrealized capital gains, but that is not how the tax system works. And despite how you might feel about billionaires, the Tax Policy Center says the top 0.1% of households paid an average tax rate of roughly 30% in 2020. Next claim.
A lot more to do. But guess what? During the whole time, I've been able to cut the federal deficit at the same exact time by over $1 trillion. $1 trillion.
Also misleading. Yes, the deficit was lower in 2023 than 2020, but that is, of course, because of emergency COVID spending. And while Biden can argue that his policies have driven a strong recovery, some of his initiatives, like student debt forgiveness, for example, have eaten into deficit savings. Next claim.
When Trump was president in 2020, 55 of the largest corporations in America, the Fortune 500, made $40 billion in profit and paid zero on federal income taxes. Well, guess what? I came along and took care of the sin. Not anymore. Thanks to a law that I wrote and signed, big corporations now have to pay a minimum. They should be paying a minimum of 15% tax.
Not anymore? That's false. This tax only applies to companies that make at least $1 billion every year. 14 are on that list, to be exact. So many big companies will still be paying zero. And, of course, the final claim.
For example, seniors beginning in 2024, no matter how much their prescription drug costs are, they'll never have to pay more than $2,000 a year, no matter what.
That is also false in 2 ways. The $2,000 cap takes effect in 2025. There is a $3,000 cap in place this year. The White House says that he misspoke on that one. And also, he says seniors won't have to pay more than $2,000 no matter what. But the cap is impacted by inflation, so it's likely to end up being higher in the future.